What went wrong last season for the Arkansas Razorbacks? I got a few things on my mind that I want to talk about with you guys because I feel like we deserved a lot more than we got last season from these Razorbacks. But should we all put it totally on the Razorbacks team itself? I don't know. Let's get into it real quick. All right, so we all know Razorbacks had a down year, 4-8, horrible, no bowl game, nothing. So me on the outside looking in, but watching strongly, a few things that I seen was early on we talked about how good our defensive line was. No knock, defensive line was not terrible, but the way they was making the defensive line sound was, man, these guys are just absolute dogs. Like nobody's gonna stop them. Comes to find out, the offensive line is horrible. Okay, then we get into play. We're struggling with teams that we should really be handling pretty well, but our offensive line is no good. All right. Our star running back, to me, comes in overweight. He's 240 plus at 6'2". I feel like the strength and the conditioning coach should have been focusing that weight elsewhere. KJ Jefferson also looking like a defensive end, tight end, out of shape. Then, last but not least, the OC that we hired was not the perfect fit. First and foremost, we're just gonna talk about the O line. We have supposedly the best. Arkansas has supposedly the best offensive line coaching to ever do it, and Sam Pittman, who was our head coach, right? So how come we did not? How come Arkansas did not notice that the O line was seriously a problem? Not just, oh man, our defensive line is just that much better. Why did Arkansas not notice that? Man, something's going on. Something's going on. Ain't no way in the world they should be getting beat this darn bad. Not just, oh, the defense is just that good, because I don't care how good your defensive line is. You're in the SEC. Your O line should not be getting manhandled the way this offensive line was getting manhandled. No way, shape, or form should that be happening. I get it, you win some, you lose some, but this defensive line was winning every day. The defensive line was just being called how great they were. That would have raised some eyebrows to me. Because you don't hear it about Georgia. You don't hear it about Alabama. You don't hear it about LSU, Missouri. You don't hear that about them kind of teams. But Arkansas was hearing how flashy and how great the defensive line was. Maybe a player here or there, but it was the whole D-line. And then it comes to find out that the offensive line was just garbage. Now, this could be something else. Maybe the OC hire was a bad fit for this offensive line. Maybe the scheme that he wanted to run just didn't mesh or fit with this offensive line that he had. You know, some may say, oh, KJ got to his head about the money. They didn't want to block for him no more. Could that have happened? Yeah, but do I think so? Nah. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I don't think that's the case. I just feel like something just didn't go right. Whether it was the offensive coordinator, whether it was KJ getting the big head. You know, we talked about this on this channel. But something just didn't mesh right with this team when it came to playing football. Blocking for KJ. We couldn't block nobody up front. It was absolutely atrocious, okay? So maybe the offensive scheme that Danny was wanting to run just did not fit. And then last but not least, your star quarterback and running back come in to me looking out of shape. I've been keeping up with KJ. I haven't really checked on Rocket, but KJ is slimmed down. He looks in shape. He looks healthy. He looks poised, and he looks ready to go. I don't think just because you're in the SEC you need to be 250 pounds playing quarterback. Okay? KJ Jefferson is 6'3", and he was 250. 6'3", 250. Rocket was 6'2", 242. Entirely too big. You're not in shape like that. You're not in shape. That's not the weight that he should have been carrying around. He should have been around more so 230, 220, 225, 230. He's 6'2", 225, 230. He's not Derrick Henry. Rocket is not Derrick Henry. Everybody is not meant to carry that much mass and that much weight. Derrick carries it with no problem. Okay? He's not Derrick Henry. He should not have been that big. 6'2", 242. They need to be that big. And that's on the strength and conditioning coach. That's on a running back coach not understanding that his guy does not need to be that big. Do you like? You got to feel where I'm coming from. Look at Alabama running backs. Well, nobody know 240. Look at Georgia running backs. What are we doing? Why are we that big? I get it. I mean, even heck, when Alex Collins and Jonathan Williams was running this offense, they wasn't that big. That didn't make sense to me. So I feel like that's them, to me. Those are some of the things that went wrong this last year with Arkansas. The offensive coordinator was a bad hire. Sam Pittman not catching on to how bad the offensive line was early on, and the just like I said, the quarterback running back play. You know, Rocket was hurt all year. I think the man rushed for like 200 yards, and he did that in one game. One game he rushed for 100 some yards. KJ Jefferson was our leading rusher. You know, Armstrong did his thing. You know, Broden didn't get used right. Satania didn't get used right. That's what I'm saying. The offensive coordinator was just not the right fit for this kind of team. But I feel like now we got Bobby Penn. And watching that spring game, we're going to use these guys the right way now. And Arkansas is going to see that. Arkansas is going to see. Like I said, we got to play UAPB on a Thursday night in Little Rock, Arkansas, baby. So we're going to see, man. But that's my opinion. That's what I think went wrong last season with the Arkansas Razorbacks. And while the season went the way it went, OC hire, strength and conditioning coach, and offensive line, head coach not catching on to how bad the offensive line was when he's supposed to be a offensive line guy. So that's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Get out in the comments. Tell me what you guys think. And hey, man, let's get back to dropping